That product, a complex molecule, later will leave. An enzyme will not change its shape. It can be reused again and again, speeding chemical reactions. The reaction in this example was a synthesis reaction, when a more complex molecule was made of two simple molecules. One more class of the organic compounds are nucleic acids. Those are DNA and RNA. Remember where DNA and RNA are located in our cells. Well, in our cell nuclei. They carry genetic information, and they are the largest molecules in the body. Both DNA and RNA are made of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and phosphorus. And building blocks would be nucleotide. So what is a nucleotide? It's a structure made of phosphate group, sugar, and nitrogenous base. So all DNAs and RNA molecules are made of those nucleotides. Nucleotides are monomers or building bricks for DNA and RNA. Okay, next one. So DNA, we're starting from DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, that would be the full name. And it's made of 4 bases. Remember, let's go back for a moment, that each building block, nucleotide, is made of phosphate group, sugar, and base. Phosphate group and sugar are always the same, but bases, nitrogenous bases, can vary. There are 4 types of them: adenine or A, guanine or G, cytosine or C, and thymine or T. Here they are. In this picture, they have different colors. So double-stranded helical molecule of DNA is located in the cell nucleus. What does it mean? Double-stranded. It looks like a ladder. Those are sides of the ladder, and right here there would be bases. That ladder is twisted. That's your double-stranded helical molecule. Function of DNA: it provides instructions for protein synthesis. It can replicate before cell division. So every new cell, every daughter cell that will be born out of the mother old cell will have the same genetic information. In the center, where we have those bases, they are connected together. And adenine, the red one, is always connected with thymine, the yellow one, right here. At the same time, guanine, the blue one, is always connected with cytosine. How ribonucleic acid is different? It's also made of 4 bases. It also has those sides made of sugar and phosphate group, but the difference that instead of thymine, T, in RNA there is uracil, or U, and it's a single-stranded molecule. Let's go back for a second. You see there are 2 sides to this DNA molecule. If we remove one side, completely erase it, and if we keep just one side with just one portion of a base stuck to it, that would be a structure of RNA. You need to have just general idea about that. So, single-stranded molecule, mostly active outside of the nucleus, and there are several types of RNA. Most important 3 varieties carry out the DNA orders for protein synthesis. That would be messenger RNA, transfer RNA, and ribosomal RNA. To give you a better idea how it works, remember, proteins are made inside of the cell by ribosomes. And ribosomes are sitting, those are organelles sitting inside of the cell cytoplasm. But all the instruction about how to make that protein is stored in DNA inside of the cell nucleus. So when it is time for the cell to make some proteins, Information from the nucleus, from DNA, will be carried to ribosomes in the cytoplasm by those RNA molecules. Next one, ATP or adenosine triphosphate. ATP are energy molecules. They are, for our cells, they are like fuel for your car, like gas for your car. Each of them is made of adenine group, ribose sugar, and right here you can see 3 phosphate groups. So how it works? When our cell needs to use energy, one of those 3 phosphate groups in ATP breaks away, and that breaking away and breaking of the chemical bond right here releases energy. That energy is used by the cell to carry its daily activities. That process when one of the phosphate groups is breaking away is called phosphorylation. So terminal phosphates, the last one right here, are enzymatically transferred. It means they are cut by enzymes, cut away, and energized are the molecules. So energy is used. So what type of work energy is needed for? Any types of cellular work or life processes. And right here you can see examples in this slide. That is a cell membrane. There are proteins embedded in cell membrane, and those proteins carry substances in and out of the cell. That requires energy, ATP. That is a muscle cell, and muscle cell can shorten or contract. That also requires ATP energy. Finally, building complex molecules out of simple ones, putting them together, also requires ATP energy.